Hello, everybody, and welcome to paulzpodz, the podcast where we embark on a journey to discover the true meaning of life and how to live it. We're thrilled to have you join us on this profound exploration. In a world filled with noise and distractions, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. But here, in the sacred space of paulzpodz, we dive deep into the fundamental questions that have intrigued humanity for centuries. What is the purpose of our existence? How can we find meaning in our everyday lives? How do we navigate the challenges and uncertainties that life throws our way? Together, we'll seek wisdom from experts, share personal stories, and explore diverse perspectives to uncover the secrets to a fulfilling and a purpose-driven life. So if you're ready to embark on this transformative journey with us, hit that subscribe button and let's dive deep into the heart of what it means to live a life filled with purpose and passion. Welcome to paulzpodz, where the search for true meaning to life and living begins.
Hi everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of paulzpodz. This is season 2 and it's your favorite podcast host, DJ El Pablo. And you heard an amazing melodious voice just at the intro, right? So welcome to season 2, and thank you very much for following us through from season 1, from the first episode to the 31st episode. And this is a new era. We're trying to make things better. We're trying to make things even more, deeper and enlightening. And we're going to try to invite as many people as possible. But there's also going to be one voice you're going to be hearing more consistently. And that's my co-host, whom I am going to introduce right now to you. And her name is Promise. Promise, welcome to a brand new season and a brand new episode of paulzpodz.
Hey. Thank you, DJ El Pablo. It's good to be here.
Good. I can see you're really excited to embark on this journey with me. I mean, we've been talking about this for years, since like 2021. Looking forward to featuring you live. So this is actually live, like Promise is sitting right beside me. So thank you very much for listening, and we look forward to having great fun. There's a whole lot that we can achieve in this new season, and we're going to, do amazing things. We're going to do great things. We're going to invite people. We're going to invite professionals who are going to talk about so many things with us. But this season, we intend to make it even better. We intend to take it to the next level. And now we are about to talk about a topic that most people don't like to talk about. It's still in the whole thing about relationships, right? Because I'm all about building really deep and meaningful relationships. And today's topic is the thing about rebound relationships. And I'm going to talk about this, or have a kind of like an open conversation with Promise right here. Ignore the dog that's barking in the background, but yeah. Promise, the thing about rebound relationships. First of all, introduce yourself to the listeners, then we can take it to the next level in the conversation.
Okay. My name is Promise, also known as Letz Promise, and I am going to be your co-host during the duration of this season 2 and maybe beyond. And I'm really excited to be here. Yeah, just like you said, DJ Pablo, it's been discussed for years now, and it's good to see it like a plan come through. So I'm really excited to be here and to talk about our topic, the thing about rebound relationship. It's a very deep one. And like you said, it's something that people do not want to really talk about. Some people don't even know that they do it when they do it, but it happens, and it happens a lot. In most cases, I would say it happens when Of course, you just break off a previous relationship where you had maybe you were very, very much in love with this person, and it wasn't a good one. Maybe like it was a very bad breakup, and you don't want to be alone. You don't want to be alone, and suddenly somebody comes along, and then you're feeling like, okay, maybe I could use this person to ease my pain or ease my sorrow. And then you get into a relationship where there is no love. You know you don't love this person. You know that you don't love this person, but then you get into it anyway. So it's a massive discussion, and I'm glad to be here to talk about it with you. So let's see where it takes us to.
Okay. Thank you very much for giving us that brief intro into rebound relationships. Okay, now I'm gonna try to read up something about rebound relationships, and then we can take it up from there. Rebound relationships are romantic relationships that someone enters into soon after the end of a previous relationship. So oftentimes without giving themselves time to fully process, heal, and maybe move from the breakup. Rebound relationships can happen for a variety of reasons, such as wanting to distract oneself from the pain of a breakup, or seeking emotional support, or trying to fill a void left by the previous partner. Now, the thing about rebound relationships is that they can be both positive and negative experiences. On the positive side, a rebound relationship can help someone heal or feel desirable, or boost their self-esteem, or provide them with emotional support during a difficult time. Additionally, a rebound relationship may offer a chance to try out new things, meet new people, or have fun. However, the negative side of rebound relationships can be problematic because they often don't allow the person enough time to fully heal from the previous relationships. Now, this can lead to unresolved feelings and issues that may resurface later, and on the other side of things, affect the new relationship. Additionally, because the person may be seeking a distraction or a replacement for their ex-partner, they may not be fully invested in the new relationship, or maybe comparing their new partner to their ex. So, rebound relationships are a mixed bag, but I will need you to. So, what can you say from experience about? Have you ever experienced any rebound relationship, or have you ever been in a rebound relationship?
Well, to be honest, yes, I have.
Okay. Maybe you just give us a surface level experience or story about your rebound relationship that you were in.
So, just like you mentioned, it can be both positive, or it can be either positive or negative. And to look at the negative side, my experience was that I got off a nasty breakup. It was all good until it wasn't, and I needed to just feel loved. It was the kind of breakup that makes you question yourself, or am I desirable? Was I ever loved, or was I just an object to be flaunted? So I needed to feel loved, and then I had to get into this relationship with this guy. I would say maybe he was honest about his feelings, but I knew deep down inside I wasn't. I just wanted to have that, somebody loves me, and somebody desires me, and somebody wants to be with me. So I got into the relationship, and I must tell you, I carried the baggage of the previous relationship into this one, it did not go well at all, because just like what you rightly said, there was a lot of comparison between, oh, he's doing this now, does he mean this? You just like, oh, this person is wanting to hang out with me. Does it mean he just wants to show the world that he has one steady girlfriend when there are others behind? Those kind of questions, you just kind of question yourself. Oh, he's asking this now, does he mean this? So everything kind of reverted back to the previous relationship, and it was tiring, not just for me, but for the other party involved. And then at the end of the day, the relationship didn't even last long, because I knew I was lying to myself, and I was lying to the other person, and it was not a good place to be, because I kind of put myself in his shoes. Like, if someone else did this to me, how would I feel? So at some point I had to, like, okay, fine, let's just end this. Let me go and fully heal, from my previous relationship before I get into anyone. So that is the negative side of rebound relationship. I wouldn't say that I have experienced, or I have an experience on positive rebound, but I think I know a thing or two about it. And yes, you're right about having to meet new people, especially if the person you now get into a relationship with is somebody that actually maybe is a very fun person, adventurous. So you go on crazy adventures together, you have fun together, but at the end of the day, it's still rebound. Until you get to a point whereby you are fully healed from the previous relationship. You cannot fully move on with the new one. So rebound is rebound, both positive and negative.
Yeah, I can actually agree to that, because from experience, rebound relationships are kind of like temporary feelings you're gonna get. Like, you just want to do things to forget the previous relationship. Just like you said, I've been in relationships, and I was in one, and when I got out of that relationship before I got married, I had to tell myself that I wasn't going to go into any relationship until after the 6-month mark, because that's like 6 months is at least the starting point to healing. After the 6-month mark, I can review and ask myself, oh, have I fully healed? And if I have, what next? What am I looking for in a relationship? Because from experience, the previous relationship kind of tells you what you're looking for in the next. So for me, I tried as much as possible to avoid rebound relationships, because I've been in one, and someone has actually even been in a relationship with me just to use me to forget the next person and all that. So It's like, rebound relationships are dangerous. Like, they lead you to sometimes false feelings. Some people have actually benefited from rebound relationships, and it turned out that they were doing well, right? But in my reading, I have something here written down. It says there are a few reasons why someone might enter into a rebound relationship. One of the most common is the desire to feel desired and wanted by someone after a breakup. Now, when a relationship ends, it is a natural feeling to feel a sense of rejection or loss. While a new relationship can help mitigate those feelings by providing a sense of connection or validation. Now, another reason someone might want to enter into a rebound relationship is to fill a void, like I said earlier. But rebound relationships can also be problematic, like I said earlier as well. An issue with rebound relationship is that the person may not be fully invested into the relationship. And that is what I tried to avoid in my past relationships. Like, I tried to avoid the fact that I would always say, oh, I don't want to give you half of me. I want to give you fully me, right? Yeah. Like, I don't want to now start thinking, oh, I'm brooding over the past. I'm thinking about my ex, so I'm trying to use you to get over my ex. I just wanted a situation where we would just live through it, and I'll be complete when I come to you.
Yeah.
Right. So in summary, I mean, with this text that I'm reading, rebound relationships can be a way for someone to find comfort and validation after a breakup, but however, they can be problematic. I keep using the same word, problematic. If the person isn't emotionally ready or fully invested in a new relationship, it is very important to take time to work through the emotions and issues from the past relationship before entering into a new one, in order to give the new relationship the best chance of success. Right.
Yeah,
so
that's so true. You know, like I said, rebound is rebound. Yeah, some people might end up actually having a genuine relationship with their rebound, but it is after they've had to deal with the troubles or emotions from the past relationship. If they've not dealt with it, carrying that baggage, carrying those the hurt and everything into the new relationship would actually cause more harm than good. So for the ones that have had success stories, I'm happy for you, but I know and I truly believe that the fact that your relationship is a success is because you've been able to deal with the past one, the past pain. Because if not, then there are still some baggages you're carrying into your new relationship and all of that. So yeah, rebound is rebound. It can be very, very problematic, and everyone I would not even advise you do it in the first place, even despite the fact that you say, okay, there's some positive side to it. I would not advise you do it in the first place. Make sure you heal, genuinely heal from the past relationship. Process everything. Go through the pain. If you need to cry. If you need to talk to somebody about it, talk to somebody about it. It helps a lot. And of course, there's one person that you can always talk to about. You can't talk to God. If you need to, so you need to talk to God about it. Share your problems with Him, and before you know it, you took 6 months, or you gave yourself a 6-month mark. Mm-hmm. Some people take longer.
I mean,
some people take even shorter. So it depends on your process and or how does your body process it. I would also not advise that you rush into any new relationship. Take your time, pray about it, heal from the past, and then you can move on.
I mean, I agree with you totally. I mean, like, what more do you need in life if you can't really kind of like heal properly before going into anything? Some people, I heard about people who went into relationships and like they just got out of one and they're going into the next one like almost immediately. I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, we move on to the next one. Like if the guy is not, I mean,
there are people like that. There are people like that. Social birds. Yeah.
Oh,
sharp.
You call them as social birds. You call them social birds.
They don't waste time, and some people do not even commit fully.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So their own is okay. So I feel like some people have gotten or developed this mechanism to help protect them from hurt. So if they go into any relationship, they don't give their 100%.
Yeah.
They could give like 45%, so that whenever anything happens, they still have like 55% to guard. To guard themselves. So with such people, it's very, very easy for them. I'm not saying this is for every case, but with such people, it's very, very easy for them to move on into the next relationship because they never fully committed in the first place. So I don't even know if we will call the next relationship a rebound, because the first relationship wasn't even a full relationship. So those ones now, until I don't know if they will come out and say, oh, I had a rebound relationship, because you never ever give a relationship. You have to be fully committed. If you're going to be in a relationship, you have to be fully committed. And also, what is the aim of the relationship? What's the end point?
I was gonna go there. Like, what's the aim of going into a relationship?
Exactly.
Like,
That one is a huge topic on its own.
Don't get me started.
Why are you going into that relationship? Like, what's the end point? What's the plan? Is it, we're going to date for 2 years and that's it, we all go our separate ways? Or are you looking to something more permanent, more, so
more fulfilling?
Exactly. So yeah, if someone is not fully committed to a relationship, I don't think any other relationship which you will not still be fully committed into would even be tagged a rebound.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, there's a whole lot that we can talk about when it comes to like relationships like this. Like, there is there is a potential topic that I have kind of scripted. It's life lessons from a review mirror. It's something that most probably would be produced much later in this season, but like, it's still gonna give you like an insight into how to let go of the past and move forward. But then rebound relationships, you need to differentiate between what is rebound and what is not. And the truth is, it is very important that you fully heal before you move.
Yeah,
like you just said. I mean, I can fully agree with you in everything, but yeah, there's also another topic I'm thinking about: relationship red flags, right? So
that's a huge one.
Exactly.
That's a huge one. Just to give you like a pinch of it, I just want to say that in relationships, so many, especially, I'm sorry to say this, but especially women, we see so many red flags. But then we have this notion that we can correct them.
Oh, we're blinded by love. Hello.
Yeah, it's not even blinded because you can't see it. We can see it clearly, and it rings. It's bright red in our eyes, and then we're like, I can correct them, or yeah, he will change.
Oh yeah.
That's particular phrase, he will change. We use it a lot. So I think red flags in relationship is a massive topic to discuss.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it like much later. But then, like, speaking on the same topic, like, there are some negative sides to rebound relationships that Promise has just said now. One of them is emotional non-availability, which you just mentioned. People are not fully committed. When someone enters into a rebound relationship, they may not have fully processed their emotions or worked through the issues from their past relationship. They just dive right in. Comparisons to previous partner, like I mentioned earlier, lack of trust is another one, because I have dated someone who had trust issues. It was a huge one. But yeah, lack of trust, because anybody who came around was not trustworthy, so it was an issue, and I tried so hard.
You had to explain every single thing.
I had to take my time to explain a lot. I had to explain myself for everything. I had to defend myself a lot. So it's how do I say this? So the reason why people don't have, or people lack trust in relationships, is rebound relationships may be viewed as less trustworthy by some people, as they may be seen as a way for someone to quickly move on from a previous relationship without fully processing the breakup. So this can make it difficult for the new partner to trust the person, particularly if they feel that the person is still emotionally tied to their ex. That's one, because with lack of trust in a relationship, which is very essential in every relationship, you find yourself explaining everything. Like, even when you're telling the truth, you still find yourself explaining.
Yeah, and even for the person you are in a relationship with, especially if the person knows that, you were deeply in love with your ex, it could be difficult for the person to fully accept that, you have even moved on, let alone you now taking the person as a rebound. So I think it's both it's destructive for both partners, you that is doing the rebound and the person that you rebound with. Exactly.
So yeah, it's really another negative issue with rebound relationship is incompatibility. Now, a rebound relationship may be based on desire for companionship and validation. I heard something today or yesterday, something about leaving your partner who you're divorcing, because right now in this day and age, divorce is a normal thing, right? So you're divorcing your partner, which is not something I would advise. In fact, that's why it's good to go into a relationship with purpose, and it's the divine purpose we're talking about, fulfilling purpose. So if the person has the fear of God, which is another topic we're going to talk about, but if the person has the fear of God, you will not have any reason to divorce. But this is not to discredit or talk down on those who have gone through a divorce. Seek help. There are people, there's a church as well, like a Bible believing church will guide you through this process if you're dealing with a partner who is not treating you well and stuff like that, and all of that. But that's another topic for another day. But it makes you kind of lose connection. Like you start to, so with what I said, I saw online or I heard somebody talked about it, like, oh, you're leaving your partner you've spent your life with, you've lived in the same space with, you're married to this person, lived in the same space with, and then you're going to meet someone else who is a new flame, and then you've never lived with the person, but because it's still a new flame, it's always like, it's always like something that you're expecting it to be all rosy, but you haven't lived in the same space with. You're leaving the person that you've lived in the same space with for another person you've never lived in the same space with, and then when you now start to live together, it now becomes a troublesome, and it now becomes troublesome and difficult for you to deal with. So for people, like, because you've lived in the same space with someone, it's easier for you to adjust yourself over time. But then leaving them and then meeting someone else because you felt like, oh, this person is new or this person is better, then when you start to live in the same space with them, you now start to see the real reason why you shouldn't have left your partner. And then a pattern develops, which brings me to the next point: repeating negative patterns. And these patterns, entering into rebound relationships can be a way for someone to avoid dealing with issues from their previous relationship, which can lead to repeating negative patterns. For example, if someone has a pattern of being attracted to emotionally unavailable partners, they may continue to seek out similar partners in their new relationship. That's the same thing I was just talking about. And I heard it from someone who was just talking about relationships and stuff. So
the thing about that particular point about being attracted to emotionally unavailable partners, some people are just naturally drawn to certain people like this, and it could even string from maybe their upbringing, their background, family and all of that. So it has played a role in them that so much that now they cannot date a normal person. The person, some people cannot date or be in a relationship with an unabusive person. The person has to be abusive. You need to shout on me. You need to beat me at some point.
Or you need to be very domineering.
You need to be domineering, because sometimes all of these things string from maybe background or notions that have been passed across or habits that have been gotten with time. So I believe that even for people that are going to rebound, it's one thing to have been able to deal with the situation that caused you to have that breakup before we can even say, okay, you're going into a rebound just to heal from the breakup. So what is the situation that caused it? Okay, we pushed aside the fact that, okay, maybe you had a cheating partner. What if the problem was from you? So that's another angle to look at it. What is the problem was from you? What if the partner you were with was not giving you all those negative things that you needed in a partner, and then you carry on looking for somebody that would satisfy that particular urge or that feeling that you need, that negative cravings that you have, but you know that those things do not even fill you completely.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you still need other things. You still need love. You still need care. And then you now go for that one major thing, like this, the example you use, an emotionally unavailable person. You go to that person and then you start the pattern all over again.
Yeah,
you
but
break up with that one.
And continue. Like my pastor would say, 1 John, 2 John, 3 John.
As in,
So just to add to what you just said, like, the thing about relationships particularly is the early stage, which is the honeymoon phase of a relationship, which is always very sweet. And,
all lovey-dovey.
Yeah, and the person is still emotionally unavailable. By the time you guys get into that, the first 3 to 6 months of the relationship, it now starts to get sour, and then you start again from scratch. So it is very important to know the person that you're going to be with.
Yeah.
First and foremost, before you start thinking about knowing the person that you're going to be with, it is very important that you heal first.
Exactly.
Healing is key to building a long-lasting relationship, because you want to be whole. There are so many processes you can go through when it comes to healing. You need to admit to yourself. Don't deny. You need to admit to yourself, okay, this is what I'm going through. Process your feeling. Yeah.
I'm in pain. Exactly. Like I said earlier, cry if you have to.
Exactly.
Share it with somebody. You need to admit it to yourself, because that is one person you cannot lie to. Yourself.
Yourself, yeah.
So you need to admit it. So yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, you need to convince yourself. You need to convict yourself that you are going through what you are going through, and then once you have been able to convict yourself, then you can now move to the next stage, which is to now say, okay, first of all, I have accepted myself that I'm heartbroken.
Yeah.
The next stage is to pick yourself up and say, okay, I'm not going to let these feelings fester. If you listen to one of my podcast episodes in season 1, I said something about not letting feelings fester. So you're not going to let this you're not going to continue to dwell on the feelings and continue to brood over it. Like, you need to kind of let it go. Yeah, quite all right. You love them. They broke your heart. Let it go. Commit your life to God and allow God to take preeminence and allow Him to heal you so that you can move on. Because if you allow feelings to fester, you're going to block the pathway that God has set for you to meet your right partner. Yeah. Which is very, very important.
That's true. I totally agree. And if I can say this, it happened for me just like that. Before my husband came, I'd already told myself, okay, I've healed from this relationship. I did not want to rebound. Even somebody else that came at that point, I was like, see, if I accept you, you're going to be a rebound. I stated it clearly. So I told myself I was healed. I involved myself with activities of God. I got myself involved with other activities that would not allow me dwell on what had happened in the past. And when God brought my husband, I was like, yeah, okay. But I told him, I'm not going into a relationship just to date.
Exactly.
There has to be an end goal. So what's your plan? And yeah, the rest is beautiful.
As it says,
a beautiful story.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you, because it's very important to go into a relationship with a plan. And when you go into the relationship with a plan, there will be no, like, you tell yourself the truth. Like, come on, like me, like when in the past, talking about rebound relationships, when it was going to be a rebound, I knew, I sensed it, and I knew, and I said, I don't want to go into this because I know it's not going to end well. Even when I felt I was catching feelings, I know those feelings are kind of temporary.
Yeah, surface level feelings.
Exactly. So there's this tingle, there's a butterfly feeling.
You know, that feeling when you're with another person, the person is constantly in your space, or you guys are always conversing. At some point, something would grow. Yeah. But if it's not deeply rooted, if it's not from the right source, then it's short-lived, because it would be, before you know it, it would die off. Yeah. So yeah. I
remember back then I used to brood over my ex, like, because I would look at WhatsApp status, and I was like, oh my God, what is going on? And you know, and they would post pictures and videos, and it would trigger me. So I knew I hadn't healed.
That too.
So I had
that's one way to actually know that you've moved on. When you are able to see the person without it being a burden to you or it bothering you, being a trigger, you know that, okay, yes, I've made headway. It happened for me too, just like that. To the point where you are able to see this person and like, nothing. Okay, is this you? Oh, nice. Wow, that's good.
Say hello.
Hi. Hi. You're able to call the person's name and there's no, I'm reminiscing. Oh, good old. No, none of those things happen anymore. Then I can say, okay, for a fact, I moved on.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Promise. I really appreciate
You're
that.
You're welcome.
So, you don't want to repeat negative patterns in your life. You don't want to do the thing. Like, someone said something. It says, if we continue to do the same thing over and over again, and I can continue to do the same thing over and over again, I still expect a different result. Like, first and foremost, you need to commit your ways. I always make reference to the Bible in every episode that I record. In Proverbs chapter 16, verse 1, verse 3, and verse 9, and Psalms, I think one of the Psalms, it says, commit your ways to God and he will direct you. You're right in the right path. So commit your ways, commit your life, commit everything to God. Allow God to take control of the situation. We always sing the song, Jesus take the wheel, but do you allow Jesus to take the wheel? Nah, you want to drive by yourself,
Jesus, hold the brake. I'll handle the wheel.
Exactly. So in summary, before we leave you, in summary, we're trying to wrap this up. While rebound relationships can provide some short-term benefits, there are also potential negative consequences to consider. It is important to take time to process your emotions and work through any issues from a previous relationship before entering into a new one, in order to give the new relationship the best chance for success.
Totally.
It is important to process your emotions.
Totally. Heal from it.
As a man in the past, one of the relationships I've been in, my ex gave me a book titled He Emotions by T.D. Jakes. And I'm not one who likes to read a lot of books, as you may well know. But then I read part of that book, and from what I read from that book, it made me understand that as a man or as a male, it is important that I am in touch with my emotions. That way, I will be able to admit to myself what I'm going through and then seek better ways to heal. So from my own end, I would say, first and foremost, commit to God. Secondly, be in touch with your emotions. Thirdly, speak to people who have been through similar experiences so that you can find better ways to heal. Another thing to do is to find an accountability partner. I would not advise you find an accountability partner in a female because there is potential to still jump into rebound relationships. So find an accountability partner in someone who can hold you accountable for your actions. Like I said in one of the previous episodes in season 1, taking responsibility for your actions. Find someone who is able to hold you accountable for your actions so that you can find ways to heal, so that you don't have to repeat negative emotions in the future. From my own end, this is what I can give, and if we go on and on, would exhaust the time. So for me, this is what I would say, and then I would pass it over to Promise to give her own advice to the females or to the women.
Yeah, just like I have been saying, if you need to cry from the past relationship, cry if you have to. It is not wise to go into a rebound relationship. It doesn't work well both for you and the other person. Just like DJ El Pablo said, you need to find someone who can be accountable. Like he said, it's not advisable to use the opposite sex.
All them besties.
It's not wise. For me, it was my mom. So I don't know what would work for you. And some people are not close with their parents, but for me it was my mom, and I was able to talk to her, and she spoke to me. She didn't mince words.
She spoke some sense.
She was very, very firm about it, and then I think it helped me snap out of it, and I was able to move on. So yeah, talk to somebody. It's best if it's not your
immediate friends,
yeah,
or
it's
male friends,
your
or
peer
opposite
group.
sex. Yeah, peer.
Yeah, it's best it's not them,
The Nigerian phrase, see finish.
because they can tell you. Yeah, I know we have good friends, but
There are some.
if you don't have the one that is deeply rooted, they can be it can be biased, you know.
Yeah.
So it's best probably an elderly person, not as elderly as my mom, for those that can't, but somebody else. And like I said earlier, one person you can always go to is God. So after I went to my mom, I went to God.
I found peace, innit?
Yes, I got involved in so many church things. And somebody who asked whether I was just a new convert, whether I just gave my life to Christ, because I got so involved. So yeah, so I feel this worked for me, and it can work for so many people as well.
Yeah, just find a balance, and then commit your ways to God and allow Him to take the wheel, so that you don't have to repeat negative patterns. You need to find a way to heal and find a way to move forward. So thank you very much for listening, and thank you for my gracious co-host. Letz Promise. You can find her on Instagram on Instagram and all other social media platforms as Letz Promise, particularly on Instagram.
Yeah, you can find me on IG. Letz Promise.
Letz Promise. Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much for listening so far, and God bless your heart. Please steer away from rebound relationships. They are not healthy. They are not healthy, and they're not good for your health.
They're not healthy and they're not good for your health. That's a clear warning.
Yeah, I had to repeat that so that people
it's
know
not
that.
Good for your health.
It's not good for your
It's not take 1-2 times a day.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so thank you for listening to paulzpodz.
Yeah.
This is season 2, episode 1. God bless your heart.
Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey today on paulzpodz. We hope you found valuable insight and inspiration that resonates with your quest for meaning and purpose. But our journey doesn't end here. To stay connected with us and be a part of our vibrant community, make sure to follow us on social media. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, or X as the case may be, and Facebook at paulzpodz. Further details can be found in our Linktree site. Also, share the wisdom you've gained from this episode with your friends and family. Together, we can inspire and empower more people to embark on their own path towards a life filled with meaning and purpose. If you've been profoundly moved by our discussions and would like to support the podcast, consider becoming a patron on our Patreon page. Your support enables us to continue bringing you thought-provoking content and explore even deeper depths of the spiritual and human experience. And finally, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to paulzpodz on your favorite podcast platform so you never have to miss an episode. Your continued presence and engagement mean the world to us. Until next time, keep seeking, keep sharing, and keep supporting each other on this remarkable journey. This is paulzpodz podcast, signing off. God bless your heart. And remember to always seek true meaning to life and live in.